Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I just want to thank you all for joining me for another video. This is the third one in the series for the news of the week. We actually have a lot to go over. We got some news for Clair Obscur, kind of adjacent for Nintendo Switch. When we get there, you'll know it, and I'll go over that with you. Got some release dates for some very anticipated games that were coming out for some RPGs, a little update for Mina the Hollower. We actually have some really great deals of the week from Walmart of all places. And I've got my pick of the week as long as the games that we're actually releasing for this week and some limited print run games that you can go through and try to do pre-orders for. And I'm really excited to be able to get these all out there to you, to give you this information and just talk about that. So without further ado, let's get into the news of the week.
Nintendo news of the week! Hear all about it!
Now, the very first thing that we actually have to go over is concerning Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And so they actually did announce that they have officially sold 8 million copies. And this is actually really spectacular news that a game like Clair Obscur, being a very classic turn-based RPG, can actually sell that many copies, do so well. I mean, they cleaned up in the Game Awards for the end of the year, and everyone was just saying that turn-based is dead. Well, this proves it isn't dead. And I absolutely love turn-based combat. It's what I grew up on. And it's one of the things that, I don't know, I just really enjoy a very good turn-based RPG. And so maybe with as well as it's doing and it's performing, we might be able to see the game developers like Square Enix go back to turn-based combat with their RPGs. And the reason I say this adjacent is because it has been rumored that this will come to the Nintendo Switch 2, and I have a feeling that with it selling as well as it has, and with the improved hardware and as just how much the system is able to perform, that it's only a matter of time before this actually makes its way to the Nintendo Switch 2. And if you agree with me, comment down below if you think that it will actually make it to the Switch 2, or if you think that it's just impossible and it will never come to the Switch 2. Be interested to hear from you about what your thoughts and opinions on that matter could be. And the very next thing we have is actually from Yacht Club Games. And they've actually officially announced that Mina the Hollower has gone gold. So this means that all the information and all the data and everything that they were wanting to do for the game has already been completed. And so just reading you straight there from their X post, Mina the Hollower has officially gone gold. The game is complete and has begun the submissions process with our first-party partners, like the consoles. We'll know the release date soon, and as soon as we can share it, you'll know it. Thank you for sticking with us. We can't wait for you to play. Now, this is actually very exciting. I mean, it was actually supposed to have come out sometime last year, and then it actually got postponed and it was postponed indefinitely. First, they were just saying, oh, we just need to make some final tweaks to the game, and then it'll be released. Well, then they came back and did another announcement. It was delayed, and then just delayed indefinitely. We had no information about it. And I will say this, that I played the demo for this. Actually, I played it. I played the demo twice. So, I mean, it was actually a very good game, and I really liked the pixel art, the music. The controls were a little bit, just took a little bit to get used to, and it took me by the end of the first run before I was actually finally where I felt like I needed to, where I could actually kind of perform the way I wanted to. Before that, I was just constantly getting hit and dying, and it wasn't fun. Or not fun. I mean, I just wasn't doing very well in the game. And so, but then the second one ran a lot smoother. But it was actually a very good demo, and it is actually still out there. So if you actually are interested in this game, you can play that demo there on the Switch 2. And I do remember that this this game will play in 120 frames per second. I do recall that. I can't remember much else information about the game other than it really reminds you of old school Legend of Zelda's games with the pixel art, and just it's got like that horror kind of gothic theme. That's not in Legend of Zelda, but it's just very unique, and I'm really excited for this game for when we actually can get a release date for it. And so I think we can look forward to it probably in the next month or two, with them saying that it's already sending it out to the first party partners and everything. And very next piece of information we actually have, some people are really happy about it, some people are just kind of like they don't really care too much about it, but it is actually from Loot Box Gaming, and most people don't really know about Loot Box Gaming. I do, because I've actually ordered like probably about 2 games off of them. Actually, I believe I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I know it's one of the ones I just got recently back there. But Loot Box Gaming has said, game key cards don't deserve a formal post from us, so we wanted to let everyone know that our remaining game key card titles are available at significant discounts. Expect 0 game key card releases to be carried on our store going forward. Bye-bye physical licenses. So this is actually, some people are saying that it's really good just because of the fact that about the game key cards, they aren't going to be carrying them any longer. And it's understandable, because if they really weren't selling very well, Loot Box Gaming is a smaller company. They can't just pay to have the cartridges sitting there in their warehouse, whatever, and then just taking up shelf space. They want to actually be able to sell them, to be able to make a profit. I mean, that's the whole purpose of having a business, making profit. And if it's not making a profit for them, they really don't see a need for carrying them. So it kind of makes sense for a smaller company like them. I don't know of any other companies that are actually out there and going to be doing this. So, I mean, they're the only ones, but it's the start of something. So maybe some of these other people will not be carrying game key cards in the future. I mean, I don't know. We can look and we can see. Only time will tell. And the very next thing we actually have about here, it was about concerning Red Dead Redemption. It was rumored that it was coming to the Switch 2. Now, and then it got confirmed that it's coming to the Switch 2, but we just didn't know in what format. People were like speculating, is it going to be a physical game? Is it going to be a game key card? Well, we know what it is, and it's neither of those. It's something a lot worse. It's going to be a code and box. And if you've watched this channel, you know my opinion on code and box. If you're someone new, I'm going to tell you my opinion on the code and box. And that is, a code and box is garbage. I see no purpose in putting a code and box. You might as well just get the game digital. I mean, all you're doing is just getting a case, spending the time to print out a case, get the cover art and everything else, and send it out with a little piece of paper inside. That is just so dumb, in my opinion. But I'm not throwing any shade at anyone that actually gets a code and box game. This is just my personal opinion. You do not have to agree on it. And hey, comment down below. What is your opinion on the code and box? Do you agree with me? Or maybe you're someone who actually doesn't really even care if it's a code and box. You can comment down below about that too. Just don't, like, I don't know. I'm not throwing shade, and I don't want hateful comments down inside the comment section about that. And the very next thing, I actually released a short video about this when it happened, and it was just kind of shadow dropped earlier in the week, was that Splatoon Raiders got a new trailer, but not just a new trailer. They actually released a lot more kind of information about the game, because all we had was a quick little kind of teaser trailer which gave you no information whatsoever, other than it was a spin-off for the Splatoon series. Well, now we actually get a little bit more information, and we have a release date. The release date is going to be July 23rd. And this will actually is geared more towards solo play rather than doing like the multiplayer online where you're just going through and covering up the map and everything. But it looks really interesting because you're having your character going through and you're fighting the enemies and you're getting to like upgrade, making gizmos for actually being able to fight enemies. It looked like there was like bosses, and as you're going through, you're actually discovering a map. There's level, or not levels, but I believe it said that it actually has a co-op feature, which is really like up my alley. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not the biggest Splatoon fan. I'm just not, and I wasn't super excited about this game, but after this trailer and seeing what it is and learning about that it is co-op, that actually moved it way higher for my priorities for like games that I'm interested in getting. So this might be a day one pickup for me, and the pricing for it wasn't too bad. It was actually going to be $60 for the physical or $50 for the digital. This is the second game that Nintendo is actually releasing that is going to be having their variable pricing, as they put it. The very first one was for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, was the first one that they showcased and said that they were going to start doing their first party variable pricing for their games. So this will actually be the second one for that. And if you are actually enjoying this video, I just ask you that you please do throw a like on the video. Comment if you find these videos informative. Maybe if it's something do you look forward to for the week, for the information for your news. Excuse me. I'd be really interested in that, and I just really want to thank you all, to like the subscribers, both new and old. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the views. It all means the world to me, and you can hype up this video. It helps me out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, I just ask that you please do hit that subscribe button, whether you're someone new or even a returning viewer and you haven't done already, just to kind of help me out to reach that next goal. And if you are someone who has watched the channel and you wanted to kind of try to support me, support the channel, I do have memberships available, so you can actually hit that membership thing and join the Gamer Dad family. It would mean a ton to me, especially with everything going on right now in my life. And just, I'm going to leave it at that. And just thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart. With that out of the way, we're going to get right back into the video. So, very next thing we actually have was, I did a short on this one too. There was a trailer with the release date for Trails in the Sky, the second chapter, going to be coming out a week before my birthday, on September 17th. And this was super exciting for me because I absolutely loved Trails in the Sky, the first chapter, and the way that it ended left me super hyped. I was wanting the second chapter to be out like that. And the fact that I knew I had to wait was just killing me. But then we got the release trailer, said it was going to be in the fall for this year, which got me excited about that. Well, now we have an actual date, and I am super excited for this game. Looking forward to it. It will definitely be a day one pickup for me. And I actually did order the Steelbook, which was just like a limited time frame thing that they were doing for the Steelbook. So I actually have that coming. So I can look forward to that in September. Yeah, I got to wait a couple of more months for it. But you know what? The anticipation and the wait, I'm sure, will be well worth it whenever it finally comes in. And the next one, I actually did a short little video about it, was that pre-orders are now open for Inazuma 11 Victory Road. Now, I'm not a soccer fan. I've not watched this anime, but I really absolutely love anime. Now, I'm going to say that when finding out that this was a soccer game, but it has RPG aspects and elements into it, really got me intrigued. But I was just turned off by the fact that it was digital only. Now it actually officially has a physical copy that is going to be coming out. I mean, it's going to be an import only, so only in Asia, I believe. I can't remember if it's on Just Play. No, you can actually, I do remember seeing it that you can actually get it on VGP as well, not Just Play Asia. But this will include the regular game as well as the first 4 major DLC updates that they've done to the game. So it's not just that game. So you're getting a lot of content in there for what the price is for this game. And I will actually include a link down below for this game in case it's something that you want to pre-order if you're interested in it.
合わせてやるぜ完璧にな言葉にならない気持ちを受け止めるのが仲間ってもんだ負けたら存在意義がなくなる自分がこの世界にいる意味がなくなるんだオリオンクロスバイパー
And the very next thing we actually have was, I believe this happened actually just today, and it is the fact that Disgaea Mayhem, it was previously on the Nisa store, and it just said that it was going to be in the summer. And it didn't have a release date just for this year, summer 2026. Well, they actually released a date this year it's going to be on July 23rd, which same day as Splatoon Raiders. So I have a feeling this is kind of going to get pushed in the back, and people aren't going to be super excited about this as much as they are for Splatoon Raiders. And I kind of think that's going to be a shame. I don't know, if you're a Disgaea fan and being like an RPG fan, like I am, then I just really feel like this is a good game and that just going to get passed by. And it is on the Nisa store, and I will actually include a link for this as well. You can get it for the Nintendo Switch, and it is obviously going to be on cartridge there, and it's $99.99. Or you can get the Switch 2 for $99.99, but the Switch 2 version is a game key card, which however it is that you want, whether you like a game key card or not. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this, that I really love getting these collector's editions from the Nisa store, because yeah, $99.99, that sounds like a lot of money. But I'll show you here. So I mean, the same price as for this. They typically come in these nice, really compact boxes, and they have a lot of stuff that's crammed inside of here. And the best part that I'm going to tell you this, that if you haven't ordered from them, the best part is that at least I use it as a shop pay. So it splits up the payments in 4 different things, but it only charges you like every other week. So $25 every 2 weeks it's not, I mean, it makes the $100 you're still spending, but broken up. And so it just makes it a lot more, it feels like it's more affordable to me and like easier to digest, and for like my budget and everything, for just $25 every 2 weeks. So that's one of the reasons why I really like getting all the collector's editions that I do from the Nisa store. And I've got quite a few of them actually off of them. I mean, obviously all of the trails that I've got, Daybreak 1 and 2, Trails on the Horizon, and some other ones. And so in case you don't know what this is actually a break from the like regular Disgaea series. They still have it with a lot of the characters and some of your weapons and everything that you're going through for this. But and also the fact that you can do like absurd amounts of damage. That's the same too. But it is, rather than being like a turn-based strategy game, this is actually going to be more of like an action-y RPG game. So it's just going to be a deviation, spin-off, however you want to refer to it as, of the Disgaea series. And I think it's going to be something special, something for everyone to be looking forward to if they're a Disgaea fan or action RPG fan. Just look for something different. And like I said, I will include a link for this down below. And the very final piece of information that I actually have for y'all is concerning Final Fantasy XIV. And it is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. And it's actually going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 here in August. And there's good news and bad news. I mean, it's good news that it's coming to the Switch 2. And that it's going to be, I believe they're still going to have it for the MMO aspect of it. And you can actually port in characters from other platforms and play it on your Switch 2. So that's a bit of good news. The bad news is the fact that it is going to be subscription based, and what the subscription base is going to be for each month or anything like that, I don't know. And you have to have your own separate account for the Switch 2. So if you have it on like the PS4, PS5, PC, whatever, and then you want to play it on your Switch, you can transfer your account, but you have to get a subscription specifically for your Switch 2. So you'd be having to hold up 2 subscriptions essentially to be able to play. So that's kind of the bad. And so I'm just letting y'all know this. I would not be picking up this game because I've had my fun with MMORPGs and I got completely lost in World of Warcraft for years, and I didn't touch consoles at all the entire time that I was addicted to that. And so that's my little rant for MMORPGs. Don't get me wrong, it was very fun, and I enjoyed all the time that I did. But I just figured out that I was spending a lot of time on that game. And so now moving on, we actually have the games that are releasing this week. It is kind of a slow week. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. Of the games that are releasing, there's only one really that was interesting to me, and that's Kingdom's Return, Time Eating Fruit, and The Ancient Monster. And this is actually an import exclusive game. It's not here in the West. And actually, what it is it's a kingdom rebuilding adventure filled with action and strategy. So it's an action RPG where you're going to adventure in like a 2D side-scrolling way where you're killing all your monsters and traversing through like the levels themselves, and you're collecting resources. And then after you finish collecting your resources, the strategy part comes back, and as you are going to be rebuilding your kingdom. And so your characters, they actually have different classes, so you can choose which class fits your play style to be able to get through this. And the art style for it just looked really interesting to me, and it looked like a really fun game. And so I actually did pre-order this off of PlayAsia, and I will include a link down below for this for all of y'all.
Villagers build a magnificent kingdom, and even the most powerful bosses won't stand a chance. Team up.
And so there are other things happening this week, but they're not games that are actually releasing this week. So I did do a video on this, so you can actually get in on this. It is for Super Rare Games for the game Minishoot Adventures, and it comes in a regular standard edition as well as a special edition. And currently what they have going on now is a special deal that if you pre-order this before April 30th, they will include a free, it's a pack of trading cards. Well, if you do it after that day, you will actually have to, if you want the trading cards, you'll have to buy them completely separate. And so the pack itself is $3.70. So you're getting a free $3.70 trading card pack. But so the actual standard edition is for $51.84. And then the special edition is $72.04. So, and what makes this special is the fact that This is the very first Nintendo Switch 2 game that Super Rare Games is actually releasing. It's different from their other releases because all their other releases were just, okay, we're going to have 3,000 copies. So once these 3,000 copies are gone, they're gone. And that's it. These are actually going to be open orders. So they are going to be getting enough copies to satisfy all the pre-orders that they get. And something else that makes this super special, why I feel that you should not miss out on this, is the fact that this is actually going to be the second game to actually officially be released that has the smaller cart sizes. This is going to be on a 16 gigabyte cartridge, as opposed to the 64 as everything else has previously been. And so I feel that is going to actually make it kind of rare in the future for it being one of the early releases for the smaller cart sizes and being a kind of a limited niche game. And it's not going to have that many copies out there for everyone to know about this. So just to let y'all know, to be able to get in on this, and it might be something rare in the future. And the very next two games that we actually have, they're both coming from Limited Run Games, is that these orders came out now. And so the first one is for Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. And it's an exploration-focused, side-scroller, action RPG. It's much like, kind of like in the vein of Castlevania and everything. And the art style of it and everything looks like a fun time. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I was not super excited about this when I first heard about it. And I'm just not the biggest Castlevania fan. But I was actually watching the play style for this, like the game trailer for it, and it actually really caught my interest. And the pricing for it for $39.99 doesn't sound all that bad. Especially, and then with it being Limited Run Games, most of their games, especially like in this genre and everything, tend to kind of go up in price. So this might be something you might, if you are interested in it, you might want to be able to jump in and get it. And the very next thing they actually have that is coming out for this week, actually a game called Little Goody Two Shoes. And this is actually going to be in a standard and a deluxe edition. And I will include the links for the standard edition for this as well as for Bloodstained. And so this is actually, it says you venture into the woods as you play Little Goody Two Shoes, a phantasmagorical horror narrative adventure where all your decisions matter. And I'm not the biggest horror fan, but it doesn't look like it's just specifically like a not graphic novel, like visual novel. That's what it is. I knew novel was in the title, but I was like, my brain was farting so hard. So, but it does have those aspects of it. But it also has exploration where you're going through and traversing, and it looks like you're going to be kind of like solving problems and fighting for some of the enemies and everything else. But it just looked like something really interesting for any fan, especially if you're a horror fan, and just going to go through and think that it's going to be something special that you might want to put on your list, put on your radar for something you might want to get. The orders are officially open. I don't know when it actually ends. May 17th. Wow, that's not a very long thing. Apparently it opened on April 17th. And I'm just now got to my emails for this. So you have until May 17th to go through and put in orders for this. And like I said, I will include the link down below. Now, moving on to the deals of the week.
Deals of the week.
And the deal of the week is actually from Walmart, of all people. And what makes this deal actually super special isn't the amount of savings. It's just the way that the savings are. I mean, and it is just specifically for 2 games that you can actually get. So if you actually go onto Walmart's site right now and you choose to pre-order Yoshi and the Mysterious Book and Splatoon Raiders, like one or the other, you don't have to order both in the same. But if you go through and you order them, put them in your cart, ordering offline, pre-ordering to have them delivered to your house, the pricing for Yoshi and the Mysterious Books as a physical game from like anywhere else is $70, but not here at Walmart. If you throw it in your cart to pre-order it now, it is $59.88. And this is something you could do right now. And so you're actually getting it at the same price as you would get it for being digital. And the very next one is actually for Splatoon Raiders. If you actually pre-order it now, have it delivered to your house, they're off of Walmart's site, it will be for $49.94. So you're getting the physical for the same price as the digital. Now, will they do this for any other future games like Nintendo's going to do with the variable pricing? I don't know. This is just something that's going on right now. And how long is the sale going to go on for? I don't know that either. So if you're wanting to pre-order these games and take advantage of this, I would suggest you do it as quickly as possible before this deal just kind of goes away. Or maybe Walmart comes to their senses and say, what are we doing? We're going to be losing money out on this. So really just wanted to let y'all aware of that. And so the very last thing that we actually have that I have to do for y'all is for the Pick of the Week.
Pick of the Week.
There's only one game that came out this week that I did pre-order and everything. And so that was for Kingdom Returns, Time Eating Fruit, and the Ancient Monster. That was my Pick of the Week. There wasn't much else coming out for this week, so that made it very simple for me. So, again, another video in the books, kind of a long one. We had a lot to go over. A lot happened this week. Thank you all very much. If you're still here and you're watching, I can't thank you enough. And I really hope you enjoy this video, find it informational, and comment down below. What was your favorite thing from this video? Something that you took away. Maybe it was something that you never heard of before. Or even if you had heard it before, maybe I just told it in a different way. Or anything else. I just really hope you enjoy and like this video. Throw a like on it. Hype it up. And see if this is actually a series, something that I can actually keep going on in the future, because it takes a lot of work. You wouldn't think it, but it does. I'm just going to go ahead and say this for you. But anyways, thank you all so much. I hope you have a great day, a great night. God bless you all. And I'll see you all next time.